Hey, Rob.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good.
So what's going on today?
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Rob McBean. I'm a full-fledged member of Socialist Action and also of ACORN. ACORN has told tenants to start fighting back. There's a building in East Toronto, some call it East York, around Gerrard and Greenwood, which is owned by a very, very notorious slumlord. This slumlord calls themselves Carolyn Krebs. That's not even their real name, but that's how they go by. They own many buildings in Toronto. One of their buildings was voted to be the worst private housing in Toronto, the worst building. That's not my building, but we're getting there. We're going for that prize. So basically what's happening is that the slumlord is allowing for no social distancing as you enter and exit the building. The entrance and exit of the building is a tiny little narrow passageway which is barely big enough for a single person to go through. They have no cleaning, no disinfection of the building. Roaches and bedbugs and mice are going crazy. They haven't done a single thing of pest control since before the pandemic. The lack of social distancing has been throughout the entire pandemic. It was that way before the pandemic. There are sewage problems. The basement units get flooded with sewage about twice a month. And the landlord just doesn't care.
So we're going to be learning a little bit more about that on Thursday, right? Later this week.
Yes, we are. Thursday noon.
Great.
Speak up. Tenants fight back.
Yes, and Rob, you're a member of Socialist Action and a member of ACORN, and you're taking a lead role in organizing that action, correct?
Yes, and I got to tell you, it's a little scary because I still have to live in the building when it's over.
Right.
So I hope that I don't get retaliated on by the landlord or by reactionary elements within the tenants there. But it's a risk that I'm willing to take because I'm not going to live in sewage and in bed bugs and in COVID.
Absolutely, and you got comrades to watch your back, so you're doing the right thing. So we've got like probably a few hundred people here today, obviously rent and not paying rent during this emergency is a huge issue for so many people in the city and really around the world. What do you think of the sudden upsurge of this issue in terms of prominence? It's being spoken about all over the place. And really, there's no sign of it going away anytime soon.
Right. So let me give a 30-second tutorial to our viewers about what Bill 184 is. The Bill 184 is going to make it easier for landlords to evict tenants because landlords will be able to corner them all by themselves in the hallways of their buildings and say, hey, you owe me some rent. Here, sign on to this repayment agreement. Just do it. Okay, once the tenant signs that agreement, that's it. They're in it. That's now a legal binding contract. Many tenants are not able to handle that. When someone corners them in the hallway and says, I'm your landlord, sign this. They're going to sign it, okay? They're not going to call a lawyer. They're not going to call ACORN. They don't know their rights. Once they sign it, that's it. They
Particularly
can be speedily evicted if they don't comply.
Yes.
That's the problem with Bill 184. Now, the broader question, mass evictions. We don't want to see them in Toronto. No one wants to see them anywhere. And the fight back against that is going to be political. It's an issue where there has to be a political change.
And what about good housing for all, a mass housing plan? Is that being spoken about at all with ACORN, or are there any campaigns underway?
Well, ACORN has a Healthy Homes campaign. We stand for forcing landlord maintenance, ending issues like the ones I described earlier. We also stand for inclusionary zoning, which is where a certain amount of housing that's newly built must be affordable. But these things, they just scratch the surface. What is actually needed would require political struggle and basically revolution. What is actually needed is the seizure of the existing housing stock. We have more than enough housing. There's like 66,000 empty homes in Toronto. We have to seize what's available, and if we can't do that, then we have to massively construct new, affordable, decent housing, just like what they did in Venezuela.
Great. Thank you, comrade. Thanks,
you.
Rob. Okay.